Most people just assume leadership is a product of titles, authority, or the ability to exert control over others. But the reality of our day-to-day lives is much more fluid. We are constantly in a state of trying to move others, while they are simultaneously attempting to move us. Real leadership operates through a different, nearly invisible mechanism: influence. To lead effectively while keeping our own values intact, we have to recognize where a simple interaction splits into two diverging pathways, one defined by the friction of pressure, the other by the pull of influence. When we fail to see that boundary, our attempts to change someone's behavior usually end in resistance or a total breakdown in trust. Pressure is essentially a self-serving tool. It's deployed when one person decides their immediate goal is more important than the person they are talking to. You can feel it in your body, a sudden sense of being rushed, an uneasy tension in your chest, and an instinct to get defensive. That physical discomfort is a warning that someone else's agenda is overriding your judgment. Giving in means acting just to make the discomfort go away. This friction causes teams to descend into groupthink, or individuals to instinctively push back and fight the person pushing them. Coercion creates a temporary surge of activity, but the person is moving because they are being shoved, not because they've chosen the direction. Because this force targets a person's integrity, any progress you gain is usually temporary and leaves the relationship damaged. Influence takes a different route. It functions as an invitation rather than a demand. Effective influence is subtle. It often feels like you arrived at the conclusion yourself, even if someone else pointed the way. Pressure relies on fear, but influence taps into our desire for connection. We align with others to be part of what they are building. This creates growth that lasts. Because the individual's choice is respected, they stay motivated without needing a leader to constantly stand over them. Influence is more effective because it relies on the internal drive of the person being led, rather than the external energy of the leader. Identifying the shift from influence to pressure is a practical skill. You have to listen for the moment an ask starts to sound like a threat. When you feel that shift, use clear boundaries to protect your principles. This allows you to stay calm and focused, even when a conversation gets heated. To lead others without resorting to force, focus on accountability. Set the standard clearly, and then give people the space to meet it on their own terms. Influence is built through small, consistent habits. Listening, recognizing effort, and communicating clearly act like a pulse that slowly draws others toward your goals. These habits keep you connected to your team, while ensuring your actions stay aligned with your own standards, even in high-stakes moments. The results of these two paths are stark. Pressure produces people who follow orders only when they're being watched. Influence produces people who show up and do the work because they believe in it. Strong leaders don't try to trap people in a decision. They clear the path so their team can move forward of their own volition. When you lead through respect rather than force, you don't have to adopt an aggressive persona to get things done. You can guide others toward better results while remaining exactly who you are. Think about your current situation. Where do you feel pressured to compromise? And more importantly, where are you still using pressure to get your way with others? True authority isn't something you can take by force. It is something people have to decide to give you.